Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, February 12th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, so let's do it. We'll start with basketball. We'll start with the Warriors game from last night. Number one fan of the show, Grant Thompson, was there for the Spurs and Warriors game from last night, and he told me to say these points about the game in which the Spurs won 126 to 113 over the Warriors. It was a close game. I mean, the problem was the Warriors did blow this one. So we had a 16-point lead about halfway through the third. The Spurs came back with a monster fourth quarter, winning the game. And even though we lost, Grant said that the team played well, which has kind of been a trend recently. Good team game. We don't get to win most of the time, but we still are playing good team basketball. He also said Draymond did a good job containing Wembanyama. Wemby had 26 points in 33 minutes. He was 8 for 17, 2 for 9 shooting the three. So Draymond, good job there, according to Grant. And yeah, the Spurs are just a better team. It is unfortunate that we had such a big lead in this game because you'd like to see us hold on to that, especially against the good team in the West. But just couldn't hold on to this one and ended up losing the game. So I'm not super disappointed about it because it's not, you know, I'm not super disappointed about it, but it is unfortunate. So that was that, and then we are going to switch gears now to the Olympics. Just for reference for future episodes, if I'm for when I say the Olympics, I mean men's hockey. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about anything else. And if I were to talk about anything else, then I would specify. So if you see, like, for example, today's episode title, I'm going to talk about how Team USA is playing. I mean Team USA men's hockey. I don't mean anything else. Um, no disrespect to any other sport. I mean, they're all great athletes. They're all competing, but we're talking about hockey. Okay, that's what matters to the show. So we're gonna recap the games from yesterday. We're in a weird spot because the games are in Milan, and there's definitely a big time difference. And typically, what will happen is when I get home from whatever tasks I have in the morning and I'm going to record, half the games will already have happened and half of them will be going on. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to talk about it. I think we'll just go straight up. If it's done, I'll talk about it. If it's still going, I will not talk about what's happening in the game. So, two games from yesterday, though. The first one, Slovakia beat Finland in an upset 4-1. I believe we talked about this yesterday. Um, the the Finland team outshot Slovakia by like 20 shots or so, but Slovakia still won this game. So it's a big upset to start it off. Sweden beat Italy 5-2. That was the second match from yesterday. Um, that's really crazy because Sweden had 60 shots in this game. 6-0. 60. Italy had 22. That's almost a 40 shot difference, and it was only a difference of 3 goals. The goalkeeper for Italy, Fadani, or no, it was Clara. He got hurt in this game. That's what Noah said. Um, but he had like 50 saves, something like that, which is an insane amount of saves. So shout out to him, even though they ended up losing the game. That's still a masterful performance. And that was yesterday. Today, though, 2 games are wrapped up, so those are the only 2 games we're going to talk about. Number one, Canada and Czechia. I think that's the Czech Republic. Yeah, so Canada won this game. They won it 5-0, and um, yeah, Canada very good at hockey. We know this. Macklin Celebrini, who is my favorite player in hockey, he's on Team Canada. He is Canadian, and he actually scored the first goal of this game. With 6 seconds left in the first period, Macklin Celebrini tipped a goal in. So congrats to Macklin for a goal in his first ever Olympic game. I know this means so much to him, just being able to play for his country. And I'm definitely rooting for him. Just him, not the whole team Canada, just Macklin, because I love Macklin. He's the best. He's my favorite player. But yeah, he actually scored the first one. Other goals by Stone, Horvat, McKinnon, and Suzuki. 5-0 for Canada. The other game, Switzerland and France, and another shutout. This one was 4-0 for Switzerland. Timo Meyer had 2 goals in this game, former Shark. And yeah, so that's that. Those were those 2 games that already happened. There are 2 games going on right now. We're just going to pretend like they haven't started yet. So we got Germany and Denmark. Those are 2 good teams. I believe Germany is the better of the 2, but I could be wrong about that. And this is one of the more evenly matched games coming out of the first round of games. Um, and then USA men's hockey not kicks off, but I guess it would be face off. Drops the puck on their season or their tournament. USA versus Latvia, and I am rooting for Team USA. I am American after all, and I really like our team. I mean, we have the Kachucks, the Hughes, Austin Matthews. Um, who else do we have? Thompson. Uh, Lots of good players. It is funny though. I could just say the Kachucks and the Hughes. That's 5 players just by naming their last names. So yeah, I'm optimistic. I expect us to win this game. I expect us to win every game if we're being honest. You can't always expect that to happen, but I do think that we should make the final. And I expect us to face Canada. That's my prediction. I think it might be everyone's prediction, but I feel good about our team in the Olympics. Um, I think we're one of the stronger ones, and I really hope that we can do something special in these Olympics. Yeah, that's I'm not the I don't have the most expertise when it comes to hockey, but I am excited to watch this game. I've never watched Olympic hockey before, so I'm excited to see what's going on with it. We got the NHLers back. It's going to be a lot of fun. USA Latvia. So I'm going to wrap this up so I can go watch that. Um, are there other things to talk about? There was spring training. It has started. Um, and the big story there is it's actually getting some national coverage. Tony Vitello's first day with the Giants. And excuse me, from what I've read and what I've seen, I've consumed a lot of baseball information yesterday, trying to figure out what's what with the Giants. And apparently, everything that's come out of Scottsdale has been very positive, and I think that's a good sign. There are definitely risks, and we don't know what to expect with a college coach never having any professional coaching experience managing an MLB team with expectations. But from what I've heard and what I've read, what I've seen, it looks like there's a very, very good vibe going around Giants camp right now. And that's a good thing, especially when you're just starting it out. It kind of felt like, and no disrespect to Bob Melvin, but he was very flat. He was very boring. And with Kapler, who was the manager before Melvin, he felt like there wasn't enough control. And I think Vitello is the perfect blend of these 2 guys. He reminds me a lot of. Actually, I don't know who he reminds me of, but he's a unique guy to be honest. I mean, he's got a charm, southern charm to him. Like he came from Tennessee, and he just seems like a great guy. And I think that's big if you're a manager for a baseball team because it's not necessarily as you know outlined in their responsibilities as other sports head coaches. If you're the manager, you got a lot of stuff on your plate, and a lot of it isn't related to the game. It's just managing your guys. That's why it's called a manager, after all. And I think he can do a good job of that. And not only that, but he has a great staff surrounding him. Lots of experienced coaches, and not just on the staff itself with Ron Washington and guys like that, but just the guys the Giants bring in. I mean, you got Bruce Bochy and Dusty Baker, who have both been to the World. Or actually, those are both. They actually won World Series. Dusty Baker has one with Houston. Bruce Bochy has four, three with us, one with the Rangers. Those are World Series winning head coaches, Hall of Fame managers that are just, hanging out with the Giants. We got Buster Posey, MVP, three-time world champion. He's the president of baseball operations. And Vitello, even though he doesn't have the experience and the, accolades as those guys I just mentioned, he brings something else to the table and something that I really like coming from him. It's just he's just a good guy, man. He's a good guy, and I like having him as our manager. And I like our team, to be honest with you. I mean, the pitching staff is not filled yet. And that's part of the fun about spring training is there are definitely, maybe not rotational spots, but there are 100% bullpen spots up for grabs. The only guys that are really solidified in that bullpen are probably Eric Miller and Ryan Walker. Everyone else is going to have to fight for their spot. Landon Roop, his spot in the starting rotation isn't guaranteed. Hauser and Molly, they're probably going to be there. We signed them to be starters, but you never know if somebody has a crazy spring and makes the team. So the competition between these young pitchers is going to be super exciting. And Vitello talked about that. Just having those bullpen spots available, not outlined at the start of spring training, means that everyone's going to be trying super hard and putting in a lot of work to try and earn their spot on this team. And that's exciting because we have a lot of good young pitchers. We don't have any like great prospects, but we have a good amount of good prospects when it comes to pitching. There nobody's, showing up on top 100 lists, but we know who they are and we know that they can be good. Birdsong, Wisenhunt, McDonald, Roop, those type of guys. I'm excited for spring training. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Um, Other thing that was mentioned a lot was Bryce Eldridge, the top prospect for the Giants. He made his MLB debut last year, back in September. He looked good. He didn't look otherworldly. He didn't hit a homer, but I mean the talent is there. My gosh, the talent is there. He is very talented. He's only 21 years old and he's already in the MLB. Um, and the questions of is he going to be in the opening day roster? They weren't necessarily answered, and you never know. If he has a good spring, he will definitely be there. But what Vitello said was that if everything goes according to plan, the expectation is that Bryce Eldridge is going to be around the Giants a lot this year. That's I'm pretty sure I don't know if that's a direct quote, but it is basically what he said. It's like 90% accurate what he said. Maybe it was the direct quote and I'm just awesome, but who knows? So yeah, Bryce Eldridge, I'd love for him to be on the opening day roster, maybe as the DH, because Devers is going to be at first. That's going to be interesting because, Eldridge can play the outfield. You don't necessarily want him there, especially when you got Bader in center. So you move Lee to right, where I think he's very well suited for right field, Jung Hoo Lee. But you don't necessarily want a young player to get used to DHing because, I mean, he's a young player, so you should be able to use his fresh legs in the field. His position is taken up by one of the best players in baseball, though, so that is the problem. But in any capacity, I would love for Bryce Eldridge to be in the opening day roster. He's such a special young talent, and I really expect big things from him. We got to be patient, though. It might not happen right away. And like I mentioned, he is a very young player. He's only 21. But it's been a long time since the Giants have had a prospect of this caliber come up. It's been since maybe since Posey, since have yeah, I mean, we've had some great players come up, but somebody of this magnitude where nationally he is known, we haven't had a prospect like that come up since Buster Posey, and we know how well Buster played for us, and it might not be fair to expect that same level of play from Eldridge, but if we can get that, oh boy, oh boy, we're going to be set for a good number of years. So that is spring training. The roster, by the way, is not set. Just the guys who are there. I mean, there's still plenty of free agents starting pitching out there. Scherzer, Gallen, I believe. Eflin, I want to say. So there are still, I think, Giolito as well. There are still starters available. I don't know if we need any. Um, it'd be nice to have one maybe for depth, but excuse me, I feel good about who we have. I like who we have, and I can't wait for baseball to get underway. It's going to be so much fun. We got the World Baseball Classic coming up less than a month. We got the Olympics right now, so that's what I want to go watch. Um, Exciting. I love talking the Giants because you can talk. I can talk about the Giants forever. Um, so yeah, but that's gonna do it for today's episode. I'm talking really fast, aren't I? Well, I don't know. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to talk about the Giants. I am talking so fast. I will work on that tomorrow. Thank you guys though for coming to watch the show today or listen wherever you are. And so yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow.